Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please consider subscribing after watching the video. Yesterday, the greatest thing ever happened to me. We had a very long live stream yesterday, and I had a goal of $1,000. We were trying to reach that much money so I can start traveling. The goal was leaving the country. And thanks to one person yesterday who donated $870, Matthew man, I will be able to actually start traveling in the next few weeks. I really have no words to express how much I am happy right now. All I can say from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much, Matthew man, for supporting me like that. I literally couldn't sleep. That's how much I was really excited. I couldn't sleep. I had so many ideas. I was totally talking to myself all night. And it makes me really happy that I decided to make YouTube videos for the last year. Actually, you know, like I guess 2-3 days ago, it was my 1-year anniversary on YouTube. So it's really cool that I got to reach that goal. I promise you, and I promise everyone here on the channel, I will try my best not to let you down. I'm going to create the craziest travel videos ever, and I'm going to also keep doing what we are doing here on the channel, talking about real issues through comedy, through education, through history, through all these things. I am actually struggling to find the vocabulary to express how I'm feeling. I guess I said that like 3 times so far, but you guys have to bear with me from now on. Anywho, yeah, let's start the video. Brainmates!
What is your profession?
Hey guys, my name is Jordan. I'm from Jordan, and you are watching the Matthew Joe. The Jordan Show. This show from now on, I guess for at least 1 month, is produced exclusively by Matthew man, our main sponsor on this channel. So again, I will find absolutely any point in time to thank Matthew for his contribution to this channel and this channel's existence. The video we're going to watch today is Misconceptions, episode number 8, with the title Drums Were the Only African Instruments. Okay, so I didn't watch this yet, and I have no idea about like the history of music in Africa, but I know for a fact that most of our music these days, especially the very popular music, is coming directly from Africa. And yeah, that's what I think. At least all the music I love is totally coming directly from Africa, or like at least Africans contributed a lot to that specific music. So yeah, let's start the video. Roll it!
Hello everyone, it's Jabbar here.
Hey Jabbar, what's going on? It's Jordan here. I don't know. I'm still very excited, guys, so just seriously pair with me these days.
Today's video is a patron request. If you'd like to make a video request of your own, you can do so by becoming a patron. The link to this can be found below.
Yeah, guys, if you want to, this video is actually Streamlabs request. If you want to have a video requested of your own, please, check the Streamlabs link in the description down below.
The typical tribal music. And all
I love drums. I love drums so much. I think they're very... I think drums can be therapeutic and psychedelic too. Because I remember when I was in Goa, we had these drumming sessions on the beach. Yeah, it's totally hippie, but it's totally worth it. And I've done I've done that maybe once a week for 6 months when I was in India. So we go every Wednesday, afternoon. We just 20, 30, 40, 50 people all together with different sizes of drums and just sit around in a circle on the beach and just keep drumming for a very, very long time, and it makes you feel amazing. That's it. I love drums.
Familiar sound in our ears when thinking of or referencing the music of the indigenous peoples of sub-Saharan Africa. A hodgepodge of drums, xylophones, and other combinations of banging on objects to make noise while shouting out vocals. Despite the fact that this type of music is deceptively more complex than it seems, the question still persists nonetheless.
I cannot stop moving hearing these drums, you have to keep moving.
From the Sahel all the way to the Cape of Good Hope, was this really the only type of music that existed in sub-Saharan Africa prior to the colonial era? I
don't think so, but at the same time, I think drums are really amazing, and it would be okay if they only have drums. Well, I don't think so, though. And I still with all these episodes that we had about the misconceptions, we've done 7 so far, and this is the 8th episode on the channel. Most of the claims are really weird. How would you say that? Is it if you even think about it without knowing anything about history, I don't think it's it's applicable to say that one people had one instrument and that's it. Even here in Jordan, literally historical Jordan. Okay, historical Jordan is really crazy. We had all kind of cultures who stayed here and did so many crazy shit. But and yeah, we have so many. Literally, at least each and every region in Jordan has 2 to 3 historical kind of instruments. Even though now it maybe 1 or 2 or 3 are very famous here in Jordan. But yeah, we had all kind of instruments around here. It's fucking crazy. But my favorite is the one string. It's a one string instrument. It's called rababa. And I will try my best. I'll try my best to find a way to make a video about it before leaving Jordan.
While it is true that African music as a whole does place a much more heavy emphasis on percussion instruments than places like Europe or Asia, it doesn't mean that this was the only extant style on the continent. Despite popular portrayals and assumptions, the African continent hosted a plethora of instruments that didn't just consist of drums, xylophones, or tambourines, but of air, string, and even entirely unique categories of instruments that are almost exclusive to African cultures. These instruments can be found from the Atlantic coast of West Africa all the way to the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa.
I love this this drumming background music. It makes you fucking move,
all the way up through the horn and everything in between. So to start things off though, first let's review one of the most iconic instruments in the entire world. In the United States, the banjo is an all-too-familiar instrument with a strong association with southern rural areas. It has a unique and distinct sound that is easily distinguishable from other stringed instruments such as guitars, violins, or harps. However, this unique instrument is not just the product of southern white hillbillies as popularly portrayed. In fact, it actually has its origins in the heart of West Africa, and is a variant of an instrument known as the banjar.
Dude, even the name is like, says banjo.
The banjar itself is but one of an entire family of similar stringed instruments, primarily produced by the Mande-speaking peoples of the West African Sahel. Despite their resemblance to Western guitars, they are actually more appropriately classified as harps. Among these is the ngoni, another proposed predecessor to the banjo, and is known to have existed since at least the 14th century, from the writings of famous Moroccan explorer Ibn Battuta.
This is awesome. Guys, goosebumps all over the place, okay? So, Ibn Battuta is maybe the most famous Arab traveler of the whole fucking history. This guy literally was everywhere, and he is totally my inspiration when it comes to traveling, because like when I was a kid, my parents used to actually read me stories about Ibn Battuta, and I was dreaming about doing that when I grow up. And when I started doing that, it made me actually feel like, you know, maybe someday I will be that person that people will keep calling Ibn Battuta because I traveled so much. Yeah, Ibn Battuta is one of my, like he is one of the most important historical heroes I have. And yeah, we have to talk about Ibn Battuta later, I guess, like soon, hopefully. Yeah, let's keep watching.
Observed its use during his visit to the royal court of the Mali Empire in the year 1352. However, it most likely originated much earlier. The ngoni consists of a hollowed out gourd, a type of fruit that can take over 6 months to reach the appropriate size. Goat skin is then attached to the opening, before finally the stem and 6 strings are connected. The instrument is described as easy to play as it's virtually impossible to play the wrong note. Other similar instruments collectively known
I need
as
that. I totally need that.
African harps can be found in the central Congo and the eastern Great Lakes regions of Africa.
This is so beautiful.
The kora is another instrument found within this family of West African stringed instruments. Though it shares many similarities with the ngoni, it is much more complex, containing 2 rows of 21 strings in total, and requires a great degree of skill to master. It is also the most popular of West African stringed instruments, used by virtually all Mande-speaking peoples, including the Bambara, Malinke, and Mandinka peoples. The earliest written mention of the kora comes from Scottish explorer Mungo Park in the year 1799. However, as with the ngoni, it most likely predates written records by several centuries. Horns are another overlooked category of instruments that can be found all throughout the African continent, consisting of a wide variety of materials. These include wood, metal, and side-blown animal horns from rhinos, cattle, and elephants, among others. As with other world cultures, the vast majority of African horns have historically been used as signaling devices or for religious rituals. However, this isn't to say that they were never used for music, because they most certainly were in some parts of Africa, and could be usually found being played in the royal courts of various kingdoms. In most cases, horns produced a single
I don't know how I feel about horns, to be honest. To be honest, yeah, I really can't. I don't know. I can't see them as musical instruments. They are totally a signal kind of instrument, or maybe they are used to annoy the fuck out of you if you are in going to watch a game, or there's like very huge festival around you. Yeah, that, like, you know, even thinking about that sound makes me have a little bit of headache. Like, literally, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, when somebody says something like, you know, I cut myself, I saw the you know, I cut myself, I saw the fucking bone. Do you know how that feeling, you know, like you feel like somebody just cut you when you hear that? That's exactly how I hear, like how I feel when I hear the horns. They make my head want to explode, because I have experience maybe. I can't categorize that day as the most annoying day of my life when I was in Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, on the on the I think on Christmas night or New Year's night. Oh my God, there was literally like 10,000 people with horns, and they were all blowing in them, and it was so fucking annoying. I wanted to punch myself in the face.
Single sound and lacked adjustment valves. To compensate for this, some cultures have been known to have full ensembles of trumpeters, each using a uniquely sized and shaped horn to collectively produce songs featuring numerous, bold, and diverse tones. The Amira, also known as the thumb piano, is an indigenous African instrument popular throughout the continent, and is but one of many.
Is fucking beautiful. This sound is this just sounds amazing.
Similar instruments that have their origins in Eastern Africa as well as Southern Africa.
Oh my, I love this so much.
Collectively, these instruments fall into a category that does not correspond with any of the more popular groups such as chordophones or aerophones. Instead, they're all part of a uniquely and almost exclusively African group of instruments known as lamellophones. The mbira is the most complex of these African lamellophones. It consists of a square wooden base, often hollowed out for sound resonance, and containing 22 to 28 flat, flexible metal tongues laid out in a straight line and fixed on one end, all with various sizes and lengths in order to produce different tones. Occasionally, gourds or other objects to attach to the bottom of these tongues to produce an accompanying rattling sound.
Unlike the Western piano, which uses cords and hammers to strike metal plates, an mbira functions from the plucking or pulling and releasing of tensions on the tines in order to create a sound, in a manner similar to bending or smacking a credit card on someone's arm, though the sound produced by an mbira is a lot more appealing to the ears than the sound of a plastic card.
This is amazing. Ouch!
The mbira has been produced.
Yeah, because I have the headset, it felt like somebody punched me in the face or something.
Produced in Eastern and Southern Africa for at least 1,500 years. There's archaeological evidence at Kumadzulo, Zambia, of strips of iron resembling mbira tines that have indirectly been dated to between 500 and 700 CE. As with the other instruments mentioned previously in this video, the mbira is likely to be much older based on oral histories describing it as being up to 3,000 years old, in addition to older versions likely containing bamboo keys as opposed to metal, with the former likely having decomposed a very long time ago. This should be apparent from the fact that even some modern versions are still being produced with bamboo. In 1586, Portuguese missionary by the name of...
I actually had a bamboo, something like that. I don't know if it's exactly the same one, but it's like the one with the like sticks with the balls in them. Tin, 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 tin. I guess.
João dos Santos described an instrument he encountered during his travels, which he called an ambira. Modern music boxes and early record players follow the same basic principles as the mbira and other lamellophones. However, unlike their historical African relatives, they are assisted by pulleys, cranks, and gears that both pluck and twang on finely etched grooves, and on a miniature scale. Lastly, I know that this video was supposed to specifically focus on sub-Saharan African instruments other than drums. There are two unique drums of Africa that deserve an honorable mention, because frankly, they're just awesome. The first of these is the Akan war drum. This unique instrument
awesome. Has... Really, this looks amazing. Is that like... I don't know, cheetah... It's a cheetah fur or something like that.
Leopard skin, with its iconic spotted pattern in clear view. It is not played like any other drum I've ever seen in my entire life, nor does it sound like one either. Instead of simply being beaten, the drumstick is dragged across the head in circular patterns, which produces one of the most intimidating sounds you could ever fathom from enemy war music. This drum is skillfully and expertly crafted to sound like the roar of the leopard that it's made out of.
Like this.
Oh my god. Yeah, if you don't see this, you would think it's a fucking leopard want to just fucking bite you in the fucking eyes.
Yeah, imagine hearing thousands of these being played by an army as they march towards you. Personally, I think the only instrument that sounds scarier than this is the Aztec death whistle.
Oh, that's really interesting. Oh my god, this scared the fuck out of me. Come on!
And finally, we have another type of Akan drum, which is also crafted by several other West African peoples that looks, sounds, and is played just like an ordinary drum. However, it has the ability to talk. Not like in a literal sense talk, but they have the ability to communicate sentences. More specifically, they're tuned to different tones with adjustable straps and usually played in pairs, one high and one low, to effectively mimic the speech patterns of sub-Saharan African languages, which are largely tonal, meaning the same word can have several different meanings depending on the tone of the voice or the inflection of the voice that's used when saying it.
This is so interesting. They actually communicate with each other through drums. This is amazing. This is amazing.
Prior to the modern era, this was effectively the closest thing to a telephone or radio that you could possibly have, useful for sending messages, telling stories, and rallying troops in warfare.
Yeah. Yeah. That was amazing. This is this is very interesting. We got to understand or know more about African instruments. My favorite thing was the leopard skin drum. That was amazing. Like, imagine having that and just like doing that. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Tell me if you guys know any other African instruments. Please tell me about them in the comments down below. And tell me what's your favorite instrument ever, also in the comments down below. My favorite instrument ever is the piano, but I don't know how to play the piano. So now my favorite instrument ever is the harmonica, because I love playing it, but at the same time I love drums so much. And I think if I ever have the time or the place to have a huge drum set, I'll try to get that and try to actually learn some songs on a drum. Yeah. Anywho, by the end of the video, I would like to thank Matthew Man for sponsoring this video and many other videos. If you would like me to react or talk about or discuss any video ever, you can request that video through the Streamlabs link in the description down below, or maybe join the Discord server and put the video you want me to react to in the channel called Videos to React to. I love you guys very much. If you are new here, please consider subscribing after watching the video, and if you like the video, please hit that like button. If you don't like it, that dislike button is for you. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey guys, I'm business guy Jordan, hence the glasses, the hat, and the formal kind of sitting. Nah, I'm just fucking with you guys. Still, I'm the business guy Jordan. I'm here to tell you, please guys, support this channel. Let's keep it alive. There's the Streamlabs link in the description down below. There's the Patreon thingy. Go ahead and support this channel. Let's keep doing the good work. That's it. That was not that. It was not that professional, right? I know. I'm business guy Jordan. See you guys in the next one.
That's my best friend.